Hello, welcome to my channel. It's been a very long time since my last video, so if you are a returning viewer, I really appreciate you. It's been a long time because my other camera just wasn't cutting it, and it's taken me a while to be able to afford a new camera and then figure out the lighting also. So hopefully I've got it figured out, and at least well enough, and so we'll see how this video comes out. But anyway, I thought I'd jump in on the last figure I unboxed, which was this guy, the SS Honor Guard figure. My last video I unboxed it to show what was in it, and I thought, so now this next video I'll just show the finished product. And I'll start with this figure. If you would recall, it came with a lot of uniform variations, including the straight pants and the shoes, and then the cap. One thing I'll point out is how well this uniform is made. The plus side of this jacket is he's got snaps instead of actual buttons. But it's fully lined. It's very well made. It's an actual real tie that you slip around his neck. It comes already tied. You just have to tighten it up. So that's nice. The one problem I have with this figure is his ceremonial dagger. Looking at historic photographs, it's supposed to be coming out of this pocket, but there's absolutely no way that I could figure out how to get it to that. This isn't a real pocket. So I just happen to have this belt left over, and I don't know if you can see it, but the end of this suspension system has a loop like it's supposed to go on a belt. So that's what I ended up doing, is looping it on a belt and having it hanging down. That is my one big problem with this figure, you know, that it's not historically accurate in that regard. The other thing I'd point out is the armband. Some people might object to it, and it is just attached with Velcro, so you can take it off, or not install it, but then it's not historically accurate. So anyway, this uniform is a walking out uniform, which they would use like going out to dinner, theater, that sort of thing. Social, non-gala type episode. White gloves. He does come with the bendy hands, which you have to use for the gloves. There's no way you can get the gloves on these hands, but I hate the bendy hands. So one thing I've learned to do is just have him hold the gloves. That's a very good solution on that. So this is him in his walking out uniform. The nice thing about his cap, all the pieces are already glued on. He's got a nice velvet cap band around. You do have to put the collar insignia on, and he does come with quite a few of them, although I couldn't figure out what the differences were with them, so I just went by the box art to figure out which ones to go on. He also comes with a couple of armbands. I think it's this one that says Adolf Hitler. This unit was also Adolf Hitler's bodyguard. So, but anyway, that's him in his walking out uniform. Now, he also came with boots, helmet, backpack, which you do have to put together, and gun, and then the brown shirt. I did have to buy an extra body and head, and an extra jacket to complete this figure, and also another armband. You can see these are the gray gloves on the bendy hands, but this is the best I can do with the bendy hands. He was pretty easy to put together. The one thing that was difficult was, if you know anything about the military, especially when they're like on parade uniform, they want everything to be neat, square, perfect. So he's got both a blanket and part of a tent that get rolled up and then strapped onto his backpack here. And getting that as perfect as possible, it took like 2 or 3 rolls. But anyway, you have to put them on, strap them onto his backpack. Here is his canteen, which is just clipped onto, this is his bread bag. The bread bag, I did stuff a little bit of foam in it to give it a little bit of heft, otherwise it was just flat. And then this is his mess kit, which you can open. It's all fully open. I don't know why do you want to go that far. He's got a dagger here that's attached to his belt. And that dagger does come out, and you can put it on the gun, but so I guess it's a bayonet, really. Ammo pouches in the front, the tall jack boots, and the belt, all that's made out of real leather. The helmet, the nice thing about the newer DiD figures is this leather, I guess, helmet liner and strap are not glued to the helmet, so it makes it much easier putting it on. And then you could and then the helmet fits pretty snug on there. You just want to be, I guess, careful if you're ever picking up your figure that you don't turn him upside down and his helmet doesn't go flying. He's got a really nice gun made out of real wood and metal. With moving parts. So that's really top quality stuff here. The one thing on this figure in this pose is fitting his gun over his shoulder. I have to like snug it behind his backpack to keep it in place. So and also with the bendy hands, I've never been able to pose the bendy hands in such a way that they can actually hold something other than something, you know, like a strap like that. So this is him in his service uniform. Looks pretty sharp. Now he also came with a greatcoat and white belt and ammo pouches, and so I had to buy some boots and other loose parts and a body to get him in his honor guard uniform, which is basically just the white accoutrements. He even came with a white bayonet holder. I had to buy a separate bayonet, but the bayonet holder came with it. And then, see, I can see where the gun. I just can't get these hands to hold anything. So that's him in his honor guard outfit. He did come with 2 armbands, one size to fit his overcoat or greatcoat, and then one for the other jacket. If you get one of these, I would advise don't try to put the greatcoat over the jacket. It's just too tight. The other thing is, on the greatcoat, these are actual buttons that you have to fit through the little tiny buttonholes, and I will tell you right now, that is a pain in the ass. There's just no other way to put it to do that. I think it took me almost an hour to get all these buttons just on this side buttoned up. So his coat's never coming off. So this is, he'll always stay like this. So that's it. The SS Honor Guard. It's 3 variations. from one figure. A couple of things to point out on these SS Honor Guard figures. One is the SS was not part of the Wehrmacht, which was the German national forces, the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy. They were a separate paramilitary outfit. The other thing to remember is, looking at these pretty little uniforms and so forth, is this not to glorify them. This is just, to have a historical representation of the fighting forces, as they were. But these were pretty bad people. They were not solely but largely responsible for the Holocaust and other war atrocities. At the end of the war, the Wehrmacht was given a general amnesty, except for those who were known to have committed crimes. The general fighting forces of Germany were given a general amnesty, not the SS. The SS were labeled a criminal organization and were treated as such. So, just having these figures, I just didn't want to think people think I was somebody trying to glorify the SS. But great figures. Like I said, if you want to get these and you don't want the armbands, you don't want to see those, and I get it. I agonized over getting them. But it is historically accurate, and it's not like I have a glorification to the Nazis in my collection. But these are excellent figures made by DiD. They have really stepped up their game the last few years. Their head sculpts, excellent head sculpts. They have even started putting some expressions on them. They're not necessarily the dead staring bland figures. Now this one was put out by 3R, which is a branch of DiD, but they're basically the same company, but very top quality. Like I said, I did have the problem with this dagger not being accurate. Funny thing is their publicity shots, they do show it coming out of the pocket, but I just can't figure out how they did that. So there you have it, 3R's Lebensstart SS Honor Guard. So like to hear your thoughts on it, or hit that like button if you liked it, and thanks for watching.